Provision enumerated under the Bill of Rights. First, Section 1. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, and property without due process of law, nor shall any person to be denied the equal protection of the law. So, ibig sabihin, as due process is the legal requirements that requires that the states to respect the legal rights. So, ibig sabihin, yung state daw is required na irespeto lahat ng karapatan ng tao. Due process balances the power of the state and protects the individual person to be power of the state. So, ibig sabihin, bago ikaw isang tao huliin, idaan mo na ito sa due process which is the trial. Next is Section 2. The right of the people to be secure in the person's house, papers, and effect against unreasonable search and seizures of whatever nature or for any purposes shall be inviolable, and no search warrant of arrest shall issue except upon probable cause to be determined personally by the judge after examination under oath or affirmation of the complainant and the witness he may produce, and particularly describing the place to be searched and persons, things, or to be seized. So, nakalaan dito sa Section 2 is the right against unreasonable search and seizures. Rights ng mga tao, the purpose to protect the privacy or the sanctity of the persons on his house and other possessions found therein against arbitrary intrusions by agents of the state, which is the Section 3. Next is Section 3. The privacy of communication and correspondence shall be inviolable except upon lawful order of the court, or when public safety or order requires otherwise prescribed by law, which is the yung meaning ng right of privacy and communication and correspondence, to deny as the rights person to be free from undesired publicity or disclosure of his communication and correspondence, and as the right to live without unwarranted interference by the public in matters with which the public is not necessarily concerned. Next, Section 4, which is no law shall be passed abridging the freedom of speech, of expression, or the press, or the rights the people peaceably to assemble, petition the government, redress of grievances. So, ibig sabihin, everyone has the right or freedom of expression. This right shall include freedom to hold opinion and to receive and impart information and ideas without interference by public authority and regardless of frontiers. Next, Section 5. No law shall be made respecting an establishment of religion, of prohibiting the free exercise thereof. The free exercise and enjoyment of religious profession and worship without discrimination or preference shall forever be allowed. No religious test shall be required for the exercise of civil and political rights. So, ibig sabihin, freedom of religion. Everyone shall have the freedom of thought, concerns, and religions. This right shall include freedom to have religions of whatever he believes or her choice. So, ibig sabihin, freedom ng isang tao may ang isang tao na pumili ng kanyang religion kung saan siya naniniwala. Next is Section 7. Section 6. The liberty of abode and of changing the same within the limits prescribed by law shall not be impaired except upon lawful order of the court. Neither shall the right to travel to impaired except upon the interest of national security, public safety, or public health as may provide by law. So, ibig sabihin, liberty of abode and travel. The right of the person to have his home in whatever place he's chosen or chosen by him, and thereafter to change it, and to go where place except in the interest of national security, public safety, and public health. Next is Section 7 of the Bills of Rights is The right of the people information on matters of public concern shall be recognized. Access to official records and to documents and papers pertaining to official acts, transaction, or decision, as well as to government research data used basis for policy development shall be afforded the citizen subject to such limitation as may provided by the law. So, ibig sabihin, karapatan daw ng tao na yung informations to public concern dapat nilang malaman. Next is the right of the Section 8, the right of the people, including those employed in the public-private sectors, to form unions, association, or societies for purpose not contrary to law shall not abridge. So, ibig sabihin, the right to unionize on economic to labor right, while the right to associations in general is a civic political right. Next is private property. Section 9, private property shall not be taken for public use without just compensation. So, ibig sabihin, bawal kunin ng kung sino man yung private property or pag may-ari ng isang tao for the public uses. Next is section 10, no law impairing the obligations on contract shall be passed. So, ibig sabihin dito, any statute which introduce to change into the express terms of the contract or its legal construction or its validity or its discharge or the remedy for its informants impair the contracts. Next, section 11, free access to the courts and quasi-judicial bodies and adequate legal assistance shall not be denied any person of property. Sabi dito, this constitutional provision impose a duty on the judicial branch, the government, which cannot be taken lightly. The Constitution state in one case is a law for rulers and for people, quality in war and in peace, and cover within a shield of its protections all case of men and at all times and under all circumstance. So, yun yung nakalagay sa section 11. And next is section 12. Any person under investigation for the commission of an offense shall have the right to be informed of his right to remain silent and to have competent and independent counsel, preferably of his own choice. If the person cannot afford the service of counsel, he must be provided with one. This right cannot be waived except in writing and in preference of counsel. So, ibig sabihin dito section 12, paragraph 1, which is lahat ng na akong arestuhin is may karapatang sabihin yung rights niya and kumuha ng isang attorney or kung wala mang siyang makuha, yung korte is magbibigay ng isa sa kanya. Next is section 12, paragraph 2, no torture, force, violence, threat, intimidation, or any other means which violate the free will shall be used against him. Secret detention, place, solitary, communicado, or similar forms of detention and prohibited. So, ibig sabihin dito sa section 2 of section 12, paragraph 2, no torture, which is bawal ka mag-torture ng isang tao or isang detainee. Any confession, section 12, paragraph 3, any confession or admission obtained in violation of this section 17 hereof shall be inadmissible in evidence against him. The next is section 4. The law shall provide for penal and civil sanctions for violation of this section as well as compensation to and rehabilitation of victims of torture of similar practice and their families. Next is section 13. All persons except those charged with offense punishable by reclusion perpetua when evidence of guilt is strong shall before conviction be violable by sufficient sureties or be released on conditionized as may as provided by law. The rights to bail shall not be impaired even when the privilege the writ habeas corpus is suspended. Excessive bail shall not be required. So, ibig sabihin is, bail, yung bail is a security given for the release of a person in custody of law punished by him or bond some condition upon his appearance by any court as required. So next, section 14. No person shall be held answer for criminal offense without due process of law. So ibig sabihin dito section 14 paragraph 1 is hindi mo matatawag ang ng isang tao na criminal kung nasa trial pa lang siya or nasa due process pa lang siya. Next is section 17. No person shall be compelled to be witness against himself. So, ibig sabihin, sabi dito, sa section 17, this constitutional privilege has been defined as a protection against testimonial compulsions, but this has since been extended to evidence communicative in nurture acquired under circumstance of jurors people. What is prohibited use physical or moral compulsion to extort communication from the witness or to otherwise elicit evidence which would not exist were not actions compelled from the witnesses. So, ibig sabihin, dito sa section 17, it is the right of the person for the question incriminations, right against self-incriminations. Next is section 18. No person shall be detained solely by reason of his political beliefs and aspirations. No voluntary substitute in any form shall exist except as a punishment for a crime whereof the parties shall have been duly convicted. So next is section 19. Excessive fine shall not be imposed, not cruel regarding unhuman punishment inflicted, neither shall the death penalty be imposed unless for a compelling reason involving heinous crimes that Congress hereafter provides it. Any death penalty already imposed shall be reduced to reclusions perpetua. So, ibig sabihin, isang itong karamatan na sa mga tao for inhuman punishment. Yung mga death penalty, mga ganon. And next, the employment of physical, psychological, or degrading punishment against any prisoner or detainee or the use substandard adequate penal facilities under subhuman conditions shall be dealt with by law. So, ibig sabihin, sa section 19, paragraph 2, kaparehas lang din siya sa number 1. So, karapatan ng tao dun sa mga death penalty, next, section 20. No person shall be imposed the or non-payment poll tax. So, ibig sabihin, yung poll tax is a specific sum levied upon any person belonging to a certain class without regard to property or occupations, which is so dito sa section 20 is imprisonment for debt. Next is section 21. No person shall be twice put in jeopardy of punishment for the same offense if an act punished by the law and an ordinance conviction acquittal under either shall constitute a bar to another prosecution for the same act. So, ibig sabihin dito sa section 21, sinasabi dito, hindi pwedeng mag-file ng kaso sa court ng dalawang beses na same offenses. So, yung double jeopardy is a person charged with offense and the case terminated the acquittal or conviction or any other manner without his consent, he cannot again be charged with the same or identical offense. So, ibig sabihin dito, kagaya sa section 21, hindi tatanggapin sa court kung kung dalawang beses na siyang final ng kaso na parehas yung offenses. So, next, section 22. No ex post facto law bill of attainder shall enacted. So, what are ito yung mga kinds of ex facto law makes an act which as innocent were done criminal and punishes such action. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ka pwedeng, dapat daw, hindi ka pwedeng i-punish kung hindi ka pa napapatunayan na isa kang kriminal. Aggravate crime a crime or makes it greater than when it was committed. Change the punishment and inflicts a greater punishment than the law in except to the crime it was committed. So, ibig sabihin, bawal daw ibahin yung punishment sa kasong binigay sa'yo. Alters the legal rules, evidence, and receive less different testimony than the law required at the time of commission of the offense in order to convict the defendant. Assumed to regulate civil rights and remedies only. Deprive a person accused of crime of some lawful protection to which has become entitled, such as the protection of foreman conviction or acquittal of a proclamation. So, yun yung mga kinds of ex post facto law. So, that's all for the human rights, bills of rights.